Hey everyone, thanks for stopping in to the DRT Studio, where today we're going to talk about microphones and audio recording. So I've got in front of me on the desk here some of the, well, all of the products that I use for recording great audio, no matter what camera I'm using, no matter where I am or what I'm filming. So just to briefly cover these, and we'll dive in depth into each one, I've got two options for a little shotgun microphone. One is purely analog, one can be analog or digital. I've got the condenser microphone and USB interface that I use for doing voiceover or narration. And here we have the Rode Wireless Go 2. This is a wireless setup, which I can't show you the receiver currently, but I'll be sure to get a shot of that when we dive into this one specifically. But this is the transmitter side of the system. There are two of these that come in the kit. And then optionally, there is a microphone. This is a lavalier microphone. If you look closely, you can see one on me here. This also has its own built-in microphone, and so you can use it without the optional lavalier, and you can just hold this or clip it onto your clothing somewhere. So now that you kind of have an idea of what's in front of me, let's dive into a deeper look at each of these. But first, make sure that you're subscribed to this channel so that you don't miss any of these behind the scenes kind of looks at my video production. And also, if you could, jump over to the Dirt Road Therapy main channel. I'll leave a link to that below. And so you guys can jump over there and explore that and make sure that you're subscribed there as well. There's an idea list on Amazon for all of these products. So you can jump over there, and I'd really appreciate it if you use those links to purchase any of these items that you might be interested in trying out, because that does help support the channel, both this channel as well as, of course, the main Dirt Road Therapy channel. So jumping in, we'll start on the outside over here. This is the Comica VM10 Pro, and this is, like I said, a compact shotgun microphone. I've been really impressed with the quality of this. It has an analog output. You can see on the back here, it just has a little, microphone plug. So you can connect that in and then plug that into your camera, whatever it may be. If it has a microphone input, this will work with that. You do also get a smartphone connector. So if your smartphone has a microphone headphone combo port on it, they do include that cable. So that's a nice inclusion for them to give you. The really cool thing about this microphone is that it's also digital. So I will show you how that works. I brought this camera over here just for this purpose. So this is the DJI Action 3 camera, and it has a USB port. So we can, it's USB-C or 3.1, I guess it is. And this microphone also came with a USB-C to C cable. Now, I don't really have a great way of attaching this microphone to this camera at this point, kind of hoping that somebody comes out with an aftermarket case that allows that to be a little bit easier. But this has the digital out over here, and that's right where this USB connects. Once that's connected, you'll see it's probably going to be hard to resolve on the camera there, but there's a blue light here that lights up. And we're not really talking about how the camera works here, but I can see on my camera, you can probably see it lighting up red there because it's too hot, but that is connected and working with the camera now. So it's bypassing any internal microphones and using only this. What's cool about digital, if I switch the switch on this over to digital, I now have the ability to adjust gain of the microphone right on the mic itself. Now, it's not something you're going to want to do on the fly, but maybe rather than having to go into your camera's settings to get good levels, you can just kind of tweak it on the microphone here and get it working for that. So your best bet with setting levels is to set them as low as possible. It's better to turn up volume when you're editing than it is to have it too loud and clipping. So that's a really nice microphone. These are about 50 bucks, which is incredible. And I would actually recommend this one over the next one that I'm going to show you. However, you may find one of these used or somebody might give one to you. You might just like the name brand better. So we're going to show that as an option as well. This microphone does come with a little wind muff like this. They call these dead cats, appropriately named. And that just goes over the pickups on the microphone so that wind noise is greatly reduced. So I think, to me, one of the most annoying things with audio that I see in videos sometimes that I'm watching is wind noise. And even with one of these, it's possible to get wind noise. Usually, it's a good practice to just have this on. Only reason I ever don't really run one of these is if it's just getting in the way or if it's going to possibly get dirty. So this is the Rode Video Micro, and it is, like I said, it's a good name brand, but it's really, you're not really going to be able to tell a difference in quality between these two microphones in the kind of run and gun type of recording that we're talking about here. So without getting into all the specifics of how microphones are made and pickup patterns and all of that, we're just going to say that for all intents and purposes, these microphones are the same type. So they're both little shotgun microphones. They're about the same length. And just in general, a shotgun microphone is kind of the pickup pattern. And like I said, we're not really going to get into that in this video, but the pickup pattern is more trained directly in front of it. That's why it's called shotgun. So this microphone is not great if you're going to be showing people things and narrating and talking and picking up people talking. That way you need to turn the microphone around if you want it to pick up your own voice well. It's going to sound vastly different to have someone talking into this microphone from that side of the camera, and if you want your own commentary, it's not going to pick that up. It's going to sound very different, so you would need to turn the microphone around to do that. So this is only analog. It only has the included cord with it. Rode Wireless Go 2. This is just the transmitter side of it. And I'm not even going to turn this on because I'm using the other side of this system right now, or the other body pack or transmitter. So this is the receiver side of the Rode Wireless Go 2, and this is either analog or digital. If you connect the USB on this, you can plug it in directly, just like we did with the other microphone, into the Action 3. Or what's really cool too is you can plug it right into the USB port of your computer, and then it shows up as an audio device on your computer. So it has to be the receiver that's plugged in. You can't plug the transmitter directly into your computer, but you can plug the receiver in, and then you get a digital audio source right on your own computer that you can use for podcasting, live streaming, whatever you need to do. I use it a bunch of times. Actually, that's what I use every time I do a live stream, and I've used it a couple times in a pinch for voiceover. You can see the audio meter going there. If I turned on both microphones, you would see two audio meters going. I've got battery life indicators. I can see that it's recording to the transmitter and that it's got signal. So excellent if you need to have two people on camera or two people talking. And this one is also analog and digital. So this has a USB port on it, and I'll tell you what that's for. It has a microphone input. It has a built-in microphone, and I forgot to show it. Let me grab the other thing that these come with. Come with these little bags, which is nice. And the other item that you're going to want with this, well, another little microphone wind muff, and that just kind of clicks in to the top of the microphone that's built into this. So if you're going to use these for anything without the lavalier connected into it, into the external microphone input, put that little dead cat on there, and that way it doesn't get muffled audio or wind noise. These have built-in rechargeable batteries, which I've been very impressed with the battery life. I've had these for over a year now. Battery life is still very good. And there's no screen or anything on this, but what's awesome about this, my favorite feature by far with this microphone system, as something that I wanted for years. I used to film a lot of weddings. Just turn off. I used to film a lot of weddings, and one of the things that we ended up doing, just because you always would get interference, you get into a church or venue where they're running wireless microphones and wireless everything, you just don't know how your wireless microphones are going to act. So the thing that we switched to was just a audio recorder, which was essentially this. The ones that I used were not much bigger than this. And they would use a little micro SD card and AA batteries or AAA batteries, and you would just put that in the person's pocket and then run a microphone like this up onto their jacket. So the problem with that was if the battery died, the card ran out of space, or the microphone came unplugged or something crazy, you were completely out of luck. Now, thankfully, that only ever happened to me maybe 1 or 2 times, but it was always in the back of my mind when recording. Most of what I record now can be easily enough re-recorded. It's not so once and done like a wedding ceremony, but it is still nice to have that backup audio. Occasionally, I've had to reference it because it's just a little bit cleaner than what transmitted to the camera. Or, you know, the worst thing that I've ever had happen is that I have had the cable not connected to the camera. Having the file on this, and I forget, I think it's 4 gigabytes maybe on this. It's plenty of space. I have them set to just kind of continuously record over the oldest files. So generally speaking, there's usually about 2 weeks back on these. So unless I'm recording something really, really long format, there's going to be reference back to these files for a good long while, you know, until I've copied and reviewed everything for sure. One other thing with the Rode wireless, there's a USB-C to Lightning adapter, and I thought that this was a real proprietary cable from Rode. I bought this from Rode, and it turns out that it's really not. I have a USB-C to Lightning cord that came with my drone, and it works as well. So this isn't really a particularly special cord. If you have a phone that has USB-C into it, I have not tried it because I don't have one, but I would imagine it works just like I showed you with the DJI. The other option that's out there, which I would recommend, even though I don't have personal experience with it, I've looked up reviews of how they work, and I'm very interested to try one. Probably the next microphone purchase I make will be the DJI microphone system that they make, and it's a competitor to the Rode. And what's cool about it is that it's same kind of thing. It's digital like this with USB, but they made it so that it will plug right into the side of the Action 3, and it locks in there a little bit nicer than you know, just using a dongle cable like this. And so that for me might be a really good option for a wireless microphone. I believe it has all the other features that Rode has, with the built-in recording, the ability to plug in an external microphone, and it comes with little dead cats and everything for that system as well. So check that one out too. I'll put that one in the idea list. Even though I don't have personal experience with it, I know enough about DJI's products. Like I said, I've looked into that product enough to be able to feel confident about recommending that for you. One other quick thing with analog audio, such as these microphones, you can use a little audio to digital adapter, and that's what this is. This doesn't work with this camera, but for the action camera, other action cameras that I have, that's a analog to digital converter for those. So let's talk about the voiceover microphone. So this is a Focusrite Scarlett Solo, and this is just basically another analog to digital converter. So microphone is analog, and then this is spitting out through USB-C to whichever computer I'm using to record. So it has a audio monitor. You can adjust the monitor, you can adjust the levels of the microphone, and it has phantom power, which is just a fancy power for microphones like this that you don't have to put batteries in the microphone or have some kind of powered adapter elsewhere. So I've really been happy with this Focusrite. It's pretty inexpensive. It's only good for one microphone. They do have ones that do more than one microphone. So if you're doing a podcast or something like that, Focusrite, it's a Scarlett Duo or something. I think it's not the Solo. That's just kind of a nice little desktop item there, and then you know, you can make your adjustments to it. However, I've found, particularly with this whole setup, is that, you know, for my voice always being the voice that I'm using it with, I don't have to adjust that once it's adjusted. This little condenser microphone here is incredibly good for the price. These are about 80 bucks, I believe. Less than 100 for sure. And this is just a little microphone stand that I use for it on the desk. And it comes with this whole little shock hoop. And that's really just because this microphone is very sensitive to low frequencies in particular, but all frequencies. And anything that would be vibrating through the desk would affect the audio that I'm recording. I'm just really pleased with the way that this microphone makes my voice sound for narration. It took my narration from something that I kind of dreaded doing because I didn't really like listening to my own voice so much in that way, to sounding really professional, really clean, and I've been incredibly pleased with those results. So that's my audio kit. I hope that helps you guys to get some ideas for how to get great audio, as well as some new products that you might want to try. If you have any products that you love, leave them in the comments below and I will check them out. If they're inexpensive, maybe I'll do an update to this video. I'll try those out on my own channel and we can talk about some new options for audio down the road. Appreciate you watching. Give a like and a subscribe if you don't mind on your way out, and I will see you on the next one. Appreciate it.